so we'll open the meeting. You have an opportunity to review the minutes from the March 4, 2025 meeting. If anybody willing to make a motion to accept those, we'll be entertaining a motion. I'll make a motion to accept. I'll second. Motion second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. And updates from our committees, audit.
Yes, we need.
Codes and zoning, Mr. Thomas.
We've been pretty busy.
I understand.
We have wrapped up the unification project of the zoning ordinances from Hartsville and Trousdale into one document. That was presented to planning last night. They voted to hold it over till next month. John Kerr and Heather Bay were both out. So they were wanting to hold it over and have a little more time to go through it.
Okay.
So that is sitting there. I don't know if that prevents us because they have to see the final copy before it is approved anyway by law. So if there's any other changes that need to be made coming through the commission, it's gonna go back to planning anyway. So I don't know if we want to go ahead and bring back this work session for discussion. Rick Gregory said he'd be willing to come and kind of walk it through because there's the PUD zoning is added to that in that ratification. Not ratification, putting it together. So I'll.
Is there any other major thing on the agenda?
Or,
The work session and commission meeting?
I mean, it's. We just got those ordinances.
So I know Brandon's got questions for him. And it's questions that I don't have answers, so. Ken and Rick need to have it, and I think that conversation would benefit. Would benefit the commission hearing that back and forth, just as an understanding of. Why things were adjusted and what.
Right.
Or we can just wait till it comes out of planning and.
I mean, do you, I see you guys,
Personally, I just think you wait until you have,
I mean, planning can't make changes to it, right? Or
They'll make recommendations, but
yeah,
but anything that needs to be adjusted, it has to kick back to them anyway.
right,
the final product has to be approved by them.
after,
Approved or just reviewed?
It has to-
Reviewed, it has to be seen by them before it can be put in law.
so it goes, we have to approve it and then it has to go back to them anyway.
Yes.
So why don't we just
That's
start
our
the
plan.
discussions here?
My thought is trying to get it looked at and voted on before the end of the year. Before we start running into another budget season and holidays and whatnot.
do you think that you'll have the questions answered from like Mr. Beller and they'll
Yes.
be before,
I've forwarded Mr. Beller's or Rick's information to Mr. Beller so that hopefully they can kind of go back and forth emails on the, between the two of them. And get some of it hashed out before. But the conversation I had with Mr. Beller was a little concerning. He wasn't even, he actually asked me who prepared the document. Well, we hired him back last year, I guess almost 2 years ago, to do this. And it was voted on and he was hired and
Right.
so I think Mr. Beller's just needs a refresher of the process and what's going on and there's some things that he saw that I want to talk to Rick. Rick said, no, it's easy. He's just not understanding the format. and I can explain that to him. It's great. Those two have a great relationship and work in person, so I think they can work it out, no problem.
I think we just, if you wanna try and put it on here this time, I mean,
It would just be a discussion point for work session. I'm not asking for it to be voted on, because there's still some things that need to, like I said, I want the commission to have time to review it and look at it and digest what else, because PUD is a new zoning completely.
you wanna hold, put it on next month.
I can do that, yeah, right. If that's what,
That way,
that's what
we
you
have everything in order that way, because, I mean, what if John Kerr looks at it and sees something we missed?
Yeah.
I hate to throw yet another month. It's been a lot of work and a lot of time, I hate to blow it, yes, I know.
Right,
that's that line kind of walking with it is,
maybe to have some more clarity.
I don't wanna rush it. I want it, we worked really hard to get it done right. And it's so easy to look stuff up now. He's taken a lot of it and put it in matrix form, so
Wow.
so like your uses, instead of having to go and try to find in each document, what you can.
So it's
it's a
a sheet and a grid.
full chart. You just go across, here's my zoning, here's everything that's permitted in my zoning. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is.
He moved the floodplain stuff over into an appendix. So when the federal government changes regulations, all we have to do is swap out the appendix. We don't have to mess with the whole body of the document.
As far as that goes, you can do a control F and
Yeah,
with it being in that format.
and the whole thing will be searchable now, where only one document is searchable now. So
That's
it's
awesome.
faster to find things.
Awesome.
So
Uh,
that was that part. We've also been working at the request of the fire chief on a burn permit for the urban district. That is in our packet today. I would like to. It came out of codes and zoning with a referral to the first responders. For to have them look at it. I was hoping that Amber would be here tonight, but since it is dealing solely with fire and burn permits. I wanted that committee to have a chance to look at it and put their hands on it and any changes that they wanna do. The one thing that came out of codes and zoning that we weren't exactly favorable with, but that's what the fire chief asked for, was the way the permit is set up, you'll go to read it to get your permit, and it is only good for that day.
Mhm.
So you will not be able to get burn permits in the urban district on Sunday. And after 12 o'clock on Saturdays.
so I could, my question is, people that ask, you can walk in and buy a permit for tomorrow.
Mm-mm.
It's only good for 24 hours from when you purchase it. Or, excuse me, that's even wrong. It is set up where it is the day of purchasing the permit. Because we were
Why?
looking at,
Is that what
Yeah,
state
it-
does?
Mark said that?
we had back and forths on it. That's the way he wanted it done, so. He's the fire chief, and if that's what he wants, but
I can see that to an extent though, because if you know you've got a burn permit going out that day, then you know you need to have kind of like a
Somebody else-
plan of who you can get to that area at
But
that
if you
given moment.
said it's good for 48 hours, you would still be able to have that plan.
That's like, 'cause I have to work on Saturdays, I'm not gonna burn on Sunday, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't,
Right.
I mean. And it's
See, that's
$20 a
what
pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be 48 hours, I mean, like especially if you get on Saturday, we'll do it on Sunday.
Oh.
I don't like it.
that's why I wanted to push it off into
I'm
a.
gonna confirm with Mark to find out why.
Yeah.
Why he said that, but yeah.
And I have to work about every Saturday, if I burn, I wouldn't burn the leaves.
Yeah.
You know, and Sunday.
It's getting that time.
Yes.
Now, and there are, so. And really, the whole reason he wanted the permit one is there's already a list of a permit in our codes.
Mhm.
There's just no,
Definitions.
there's no definition, there's no paperwork showing what that permit. What the
It's
regulation,
nothing,
yeah.
What the.
That was all.
rules are by.
And so is there
So,
an application or whatever in here that you?
No.
No?
now this is just your requirement to
So
get a
you-
burn permit.
Can you not, I
Oh.
thought you could go online and get the burn permits, can you not?
Well, that's for the forestry,
Thank
so
you.
that's for the
Okay.
general area.
Thanks.
They do not,
Urban services is.
Urban services.
Yeah, listen, I called forestry when I tried to do, they said you don't have to have them when we're living in urban services, well, forestry told me.
because they don't have jurisdiction over the urban. That's why, and honestly, he was pretty blunt with us in the meetings, and the main thing he's trying to do is he's trying to stop the contractor fires. And people burning trash. And it getting out of control, because we're such a denser population now in the urban. And
That makes sense.
it does.
Understood.
it does. And if you'll look, the ordinance is in your packet, if you'll look at it, the language there is. I mean, we've got a nice definition of what open burning is. And then it lists what You can't,
prohibited, yeah.
but it also tells what you can burn. So you can still do fire pits, you can still do barbecues, you can burn. It says you can't burn garbage and flammables, wood scraps. The wood scraps is mainly towards treated lumber. Because it's got chemicals in it. When you burn that, that becomes a pollutant. That actually kind of falls under EPA regulations that the state already has in place. But if you wanna break up your leaves and you wanna burn them, you can burn them. If you trim your bushes but you need to put them in a ring or put them in, so it's not open.
I got a spot, I burn my stuff.
Exactly.
I got a big old bluff rock.
I do
Yeah.
too.
And when Lonnie brought that up to him, he's like, you go ahead and burn. So. This was more putting it in place. You can't target one particular, group of people. But this kind of does and doesn't, but he's just trying to get that contractor garbage being burned out on properties beside other houses. He's trying to do away with that.
Or the $20 fee go, like the general, like the. Did it go to fire department or go back to our service?
It goes to the fire department according to the permit. Very last line. When application fee is required with each burn permit application, and then we donated that, we said, well, put it towards the fire department. That'll help with the per diem routes every year, it's $20. If you read it, it's something
In there. Just for clarification, that way people don't think that it's going by,
to a general fund.
yes.
And that's why I wanted to send it to first responders.
Mhm.
We've gotten the meat of it together, and honestly, we've got a really nice document there. And we've looked at it so many times, we're kind of just wanting somebody else, fresh eyes looking at it. So, I mean, technically with a $20 fee on it, it needs to go to budget and finance for their, where they want the money to go.
I just think if you get
I'll let first responders handle it from there.
you get a deal on Saturday, you'll be good Saturday and Sunday, yeah, no problem.
I think.
It made sense.
Cause I mean, I work Saturdays and I mean, when I get home Saturday, I work Sundays when I got a chance to do stuff like that.
The original conversations we were having where you would come into Rita's office, you would get the permit for the date you would want to be burning. So that you can get it, say you have to give it off on Monday, but you don't burn on Saturday, but her office might be closed.
Oh, you can put the date on there that you gonna do.
That's what we originally, and he's like, no, this is, because we had a whole meeting. Where that was the only thing on the agenda of getting this done was, okay, we need to know the time of when you want this done.
Doesn't work out too good for a lot. So.
Yeah. So. Here we are with it.
I believe it, man. It's more work than, but
Yeah. So. Yeah. I just went fresh eyes on it. We spent a year going back and forth and making adjustments.
and who's going to enforce it? If they do, I mean,
Well, that's. At this point, it'll be an ordinance, and so it'll be law enforcement that enforce, because how do you put a set fine on that? If you have a fire that's out of control. And it burns the grass in your neighbor's yard and they have to call it, no big deal, but if it burns the fence down. Well, you can't just put a flat fee on that, I mean, you got damage of the fence, so. Just let the police enforce it, and then the judge will determine damages and a lot, That was our thought on it, so we didn't put anything
so we
else
put
in
more
there.
on the police and just sort of reinforcing it.
I mean, yeah, we are. I was asked by the fire chief to come up with this, and he worked hard, and here it is.
I get it. I have literally seen people pick up the phone and call the fire department because somebody had a brush fire in their yard. And here they come pulling up with a brush truck and. And all that stuff, they come running up there and. Take the neighbor's water hose and put it out with that, instead of pulling their hose out, they turn around and leave, and I'm just like, wow.
And that's honestly, in that situation, the
But we
police would
got,
never get called. It'd be up to the discretion of the fire department. To what point, was there?
I
other
have seen
things-
it a bunch where literally the fire department gets called because somebody's got a little bit of landscape brush and some leaves.
literally out back, and here comes the fire department. I mean, I'll always call that city, the police department, city hall anyway, look, so I'm gonna burn today, or I'm burning leaves, and I just let y'all know.
Yes,
I'm thinking.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll send Mark a text when I finally do one. Still haven't burned.
there you go. So, like I said, I was,
I was waiting for the permit process, so I don't get, I can post in our little neighborhood thread, I got a permit.
but that was, you know, that's why that was why. Code and zoning voted to send that on to. On the,
Where does it say in here that it's only for 24 hours?
I didn't. read
it doesn't say, that was what Mark wanted to do, and. I don't think that got put in on our last meeting. Amy was supposed to.
Yeah, there's no time frame. There's no specification in here of
Yeah,
how long it's good or not good, or expiration or anything like that.
It should be 48 hours, I think.
well, and once again, that's why I'm sending it to first responders.
They need to
Okay, so
get
do you need a
it.
motion to send it to first responders or?
Yeah,
I'll entertain a motion,
Make a motion to send this to.
we have a
first
second, that's a second right there. Yeah.
And I would like recommendation on her, the 48 hour, and then like shoot somebody.
Mhm.
And we'd probably need to put more of that $20 is gonna go right there. It
Seems to be defined, yeah. And if that means it has to go before budget and finance, then we'll just, we're in on that too. Sometimes the new things and the lost. Okay, is there any other discussion on the burn permit?
All in favor?
All in favor?
Uh,
Any opposed? So,
those two items really have taken up, I'm going most of our year. We do have this package store, that's on our discussion there. So that got brought up to us, the owner of the Break Point out of 231-25. Came in wanting to open a liquor store. We have a city ordinance that says that you can only have 2 liquor stores. Well, anyone who's lived here more than 20 years knows we've had more than 2 liquor stores multiple times.
but he's outside, where's he want to do that?
It's in Charleston County,
Mhm.
but we're a metro now. So
I didn't know that just pertained to urban services.
it, no, it was in Charleston.
I think it just says specify, cause I think I looked it up a while back.
It actually blocked you from doing it in the county. You can only do it in urban, and you can only have 2.
Right.
So that the city was sued on that and they lost. And that's why you got the 3rd one there at Roddy's Market. So when that happened though, the law itself never got changed. There was never any, so talking with Mr. Beller, he's like, just do a flat ordinance stating the will of the body. If we want to do 2, because obviously you can't do 2, we got sued and lost. So this one just says that there's no limit. It's a pretty straightforward,
and we can put it out in the county too.
yeah,
Mhm.
because why not?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, that's just more sales tax dollars coming in.
But I figure that's what it was.
Yeah.
There's a spot right there.
Yeah,
What would they?
Yeah.
and most people who are gonna buy it there are either real close to home or they're leaving anyway, so.
Which building you find about, how it was called?
I don't know if it's put in the.
Oh, that's the Star Mart building, yeah.
I bet, I have no idea.
So you can't put it in paint stores, that's the one for Kelly.
Yeah,
No,
well, he's got room.
They say.
Yeah, they still
That's
have-
Yeah.
happening.
Mhm.
the guy that owns that farm over on for. What's his name, but
Why did you ask me that? No, I can't tell you. I can see his face to say.
Yeah, Bubba Keller and his dad. Really.
this guy that owns that sells that wagon state or wagon.
What, he was gonna do,
Oh, yeah.
He's bought it.
oh, yeah, butcher shop or something of that sort, and so Wagyu.
Is he still doing it?
You'll put a meat store there?
He bought the store, I don't know,
Interesting.
but.
I think so, I'm not sure yet,
Well,
that's just what I heard.
Yeah, I think he,
I heard somebody bought it, but and they were
I think
excited, but I didn't know it was. I didn't know.
but I think it's kind of like at a standstill, I don't know, I haven't seen any.
There's a new
Activity.
plan,
Well, you can buy your meat, go across the street and get your marinade.
There you go.
there's there's enough, he could either put it at the Star Mart, the liquor store. He could either do it there, or there's enough room on his lot that he could build another building. and have
Exactly.
stores. So
Either
either
way,
way,
that Starmont building.
it would be. I mean, the gas is cheaper across the street, you know, by the same.
Yeah, they're owned by the same people, the same people that walk back and forth across the street and.
Do
Well,
they
there's
live
other
in that, do
places.
they live in that house behind it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's a-
I think so.
They do not live
I
behind.
was
it.
gonna
That'd
say-
be a violation.
Yeah,
of
they
that.
don't.
Oh, well,
That's their office.
Okay.
Okay,
If you have any evidence of them living there, please pass that along to
Well, no,
us.
she's off the thing.
Because
anyway,
it was suspected when it was built, but we were assured there was no kitchen area put in there and there are no closets in any of the rooms.
I
So
thought
it
it
was
was
all
almost like a
just-
shower house from the truck or something.
okay.
That is what we've been working on,
We're going by assumptions, we don't know.
yep.
Anyways,
That's a fuel price difference, is a little different, it's really, probably.
Anyways, that's the report from the codes and zone.
Okay, so package stores needs to go,
Package stores,
You want a motion to?
I don't. The
we
package,
jumped that order a bit, so I'm just gonna try to get back here here.
yeah. So we got a motion on the burn permit already, the
Right.
package store is just.
I make a motion to send that ordinance to the commission.
Package stores, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll second that.
you know, all in favor,
no,
any opposed? Moving forward, fast, all right.
Read this, it says, there's a none, that mean, no limit on it.
Yep, right, purpose.
so we're
in
saying
section
it's a
2.
full, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't need to go anywhere else.
No,
No,
I don't know anywhere else.
jumping backwards here, now let's go to Funds and Rec.
We gotta make.
Budget.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it, yeah, budget and finance, we got with that over.
Landon's not here tonight, I'll talk to him, he won't be there at the regular budget and finance meeting coming up, I'm try to chair it, because he's got a junior high football team.
Got one tonight, they moved the game, that's the reason I wanted to go over
Yeah,
there.
And they got the next junior high game on the night, it's on a Monday night, the same night of our work
They
station.
change it on, get it together, anyway.
It drives me
I'll
nuts,
get
I'd
off my
like to go to my
soapbox.
grandson's ball game, but I can't. Here,
Well, I was supposed to run the scoreboard at the game, but I got somebody else who will do that, so, because Landon's name, I mean, I said, well, I'll try to go.
I need to speak with you when this is over too. All right, so budget and finance, we have nothing much.
I didn't look funky. I don't think we.
I haven't seen anything, me personally.
Got this. Where is this? But we will have a meeting on this Monday night. The 6th. Our budget budget about this.
All right. Thank you. Now we'll jump to Parks and Rec.
We didn't have a meeting either September
We
like.
can't do that with first responders, can
No, there's no one here from first responder.
Sorry, I'm just trying to stay in the.
we? I know,
Go
those are no shows.
ahead, Bo.
Parks and Rec, our next meeting is September 18th at 6. We voted the other night, we gotta make a decision here about if we're gonna reopen the pool next year or not. And we sort of in a tied deal on our committee. I don't know if we don't really get a recommendation from our committee, go to the whole court on here, because that's a big.
Oh,
deal.
for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, we are not gonna be able to
You don't.
open, we're not gonna be able to use that old pool without White Cliffs is talking, we're going to put some money in, build a new one.
Yeah.
Or not
Lots
literally,
of money, lots and lots of
probably
money.
200 at the minimum, probably.
And that's without doing the upgrades that we're talking about.
Then you losing, we lost, I think, 25,000, 6,000, and that wasn't the final number, I lost probably this year, and then last year was the same amount, 24,000
Yeah, I was
last
gonna say,
year.
that seems to be the reoccurring, it's about 20 grand.
I
And
mean,
if we do try to do something, we gotta figure out how we gonna keep it open longer, or not, well, get by without having to submit a lifeguard or some kind of deal.
Well, the thing is that the only complaint I've heard is that there's no amenities there, there's nowhere to sit, there's nothing, you either sit on the ground and that's it.
So then that's more expense.
I know,
We're gonna have
I'm just saying.
But
There's no place to sit
The
or
average,
anything.
also 41 people there this summer.
It's not average.
Average, yeah.
So most days there was less than that.
But it's, they get Judy rain every day, you know.
Right, so,
July, we got like 21 days of rain or
Yeah,
something.
it's Judy, they bring no summer this place. So
I mean.
that's we gotta make that decision
Feeling it.
pretty soon, because we decided that we do wanna open it, Cliff's gotta get this started yet.
I know that if you remember, before this last season, I know that Landon had mentioned money from ARPA or something to do it. I don't know if we've got enough.
We
At the time we did.
We had mentioned in our last
At
meeting,
that
maybe,
given moment you did, but.
maybe do something like a pickleball court there, or a volleyball court, do something, I mean, where people still have something to do there.
Yeah, those in the tennis courts.
Yeah, our tennis courts are bad shape.
And we're applying again for the Blue Cross Blue Shield grant, well, I mean, that would be it.
Yeah.
More people would benefit from than the 40 people.
But I mean, I've been an advocate of the whole time I've been on Parks and Rec to try to keep that pool open, because I think, I mean, it's a mistake, but
It's
when you lose that kind of money, you just can't keep, I mean, it's just not.
It's not his payment.
At the same time as we're throwing money at that item, we don't have money for a jail that the state says we have to.
Yeah.
Right, but I guess we should look at it, if we do spend a lot of money on it, will more people go? Will it benefit more people if we do
I
spend more?
mean, the only thing,
I mean-
yeah, the only complaint I've heard is that you go where you can't sit anywhere. You have to sit on the
And
ground.
you would have rainy summers like we had here.
Yeah.
We can't do nothing about the weather.
Yeah, and that's why we can't go, because we just either have to stand or just sit down on the concrete.
And
I
at
get it.
this point in time, there's too many people that have
Their own-
pools at home.
Yeah, it's a whole lot.
You know what I'm saying?
Either above or in ground.
Yes.
But we gotta make a decision, or, hoping everybody show up at our Parks and Rec meeting, and we'll make a regulation, the whole, this thing's going from the whole county court, and we're going with that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Very.
A decision that big shouldn't just rest on.
That's right.
No,
And so-
That's right.
You're not gonna be here for the meeting?
I will not be here for work session.
You won't be here next Thursday night for the parks? and-
I cannot. I will be at Andale Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
So you were here for work session?
So I'll talk to you about that. I have to work. I mean, I
We-
had all this time
We
off.
all understand that, we all
I
have.
had this time off and then all of a sudden it's hit. Got like 3 weeks.
So,
December, I'll probably be later if we have the meetings.
Understood. But in all fairness, though, this particular work session will be pretty light.
Mhm.
You know, a little bit of a sidebar. I was wondering, because I do these meetings with other entities all the time where I can Skype in, and Brandon says that, well, you can Skype in, but you can't vote.
you can't vote.
Yeah.
And I
Is
don't
it
know.
a state law?
I don't know. I'd like to know the
It's a
difference,
state.
really.
Mhm. And the only reason I remember that is when we had to go through all that COVID.
COVID.
And so if you miss a meeting because you were sick or whatever, you could watch the meeting, but you couldn't vote.
Right, but during COVID, we were
Yeah,
at,
meetings at home.
we had our meetings at home. I sat on my back patio and I was with my laptop in front of me, and that's the way we
Yeah.
held our meetings, because we could not.
But you couldn't do official business, you couldn't vote?
No, the
No.
state made an exemption.
They made an exemption
Okay.
during COVID that we could, so we were able to vote and stuff, but. Outside of that realm. You can. Be involved in the meeting, you can discuss things, you just cannot physically vote by law.
You need to talk to Apple and make sure he gets it in, so we're not stalemated next Thursday again.
Well, yeah, we everybody observed by him and Alan.
Now, the thing is that it shouldn't be too hard to get it sent forward to the court.
We couldn't get anything sent. Last time, we tried both ways, and we've been, it was deadlocked.
Mhm.
I think
People with great ideas need to come forward with great ways to pay that.
I think if you were to send the decision itself to the full commission, I think that everyone would be happy to get it off their hand.
Last reading, I brought it up all night, I said, I need some opinions from the whole court on this.
Yeah, and if, you know, to be able to have, Cliff with the numbers ready. The way, this is what it's gonna cost to rebuild it, this is what, you know, the discussions of expanding it, this is what that's gonna cost. Here's your ballpark numbers.
We were even looking at, back when I was on Park and Rec, we were looking at splash pads.
Yeah,
Splash pads were. Absolutely absurd, and I'm like, why does this splash?
Because there are a lot of rivers that have filtration because
I'm like,
they are harder to keep sanitary.
it's less water.
most less water is also that it's the splash pads demographic or people with having bathroom problems.
Yes.
I recall that, but I was just like,
That's all we got on it.
Okay, personnel / insurance.
Okay, so I have an email with lots of stuff that.
I saw that one.
So I talked with our broker, I emailed, I don't know if y'all read the email, I talked with our broker and they are reevaluating.
I know they were reevaluating.
They're gonna evaluate and whatever you call that.
The current plans now.
Yes, and so they will come back with options and we'll have a meeting and discuss that. I guess there's some other issues with. The payrolls, we're working on, the payroll system, we're working to display vacation and sick balances on pay stubs. This should be updated at the end of this month. There's a need for clear guidelines for salaried employees. We currently have 3 salaried employees with a potential 4th. We need to define what constitutes a full workday before vacation or sick leave is required. Of course, open enrollment is October. With that, we have to do open enrollment with what we currently have, but if the commission decides. To change policies, we will do a different open enrollment that employees will be able to make different choices and whatever.
So this definition, I have a question, the definition for the work days and all that sort of stuff, that you were talking about. is that-
Time work.
Time work, does that also filter to, elected officials? They're on salary. Also.
I think they are,
I think so,
I
because
think
the
that's
state
separate.
sets all that.
Yes,
That's state mandated.
Yeah.
To my understanding,
yeah,
that's state
So they
mandated.
have a different section.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it would
They
be
set
just,
their own hours.
yeah, it would be strictly just. The
Okay.
salary employees, and I'm not naming
Of the
any
county.
names, but of the county. Elected officials, like David said, they can set their own hours as long as it's within. There are some guidelines in there,
but it's pretty,
How many
But it's-
hours they
yeah.
offer.
it's pretty, yeah,
yeah.
basically, and I think it depends on by department too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Is what I would call.
Also the time clock system has rolled out to the sheriff's department, due to their specific work environments, corrections and dispatch staff received links for the desktop application while deputies were given both desktop and mobile options. With emphasis that either is acceptable, adoption among the department has been sporadic. And having raised support for this project would be very beneficial. Most public works and administrative departments have been using the time clock without issues. However, EMS, after being trained and starting use a couple months ago, has largely stopped utilizing the system. We cannot address issues if we are unable to help. Could the county commission encourage greater participation for these departments? The time clock policy had been on our agenda previously. And so I think, I will add that. I will review that and that will be on the next meeting, so that maybe then there can be some enforcement on using the time clock.
And I honestly don't understand the pushback of using the time clock
Yeah,
unless you're
that's
wanting to
amazing.
commit fraud.
Right.
I don't understand. Cause it's just there to record the hours you work, so that you
I
get
mean-
every dollar you're owed.
It tracks liability, it tracks, whether something's workman's comp or not, I mean, it does, there's a lot of reasons for us to have it. If
That are all-
implemented, the reason it's not functional.
It all benefits the employee. It gives them protection of, I was on the clock, see?
I
Unless
guess the
you're
EMS is, they,
Trying to say that you were on the clock when you weren't. And that would be fraud.
yeah, I don't know, we need to make sure that policy is there,
And
so
the
that-
policy needs to be.
But it isn't option, this
Yeah.
is not option.
exactly, right, and that's what I'm saying, is we need to make sure that it's clearly stated in the policy so that it can be enforced.
And they only
Although,
sign
I
a
don't
copy
know,
of.
I guess it would be up to the department heads to enforce that, so.
Do they get paid?
Well,
That's-
the legal department can't enforce that though, I mean, I guess HR can enforce that, HR and
Yeah.
If they're
the
giving the-
employee supervisors are the
You
ones
don't
that are
clock
gonna
in
have
and
to
clock
say,
out, you don't
clock
get
in,
paid.
clock out, I'm not signing your time clock, or your time sheet if you haven't clocked in.
Well, I mean, you can get, I mean, if you really wanna get technical, why couldn't they be, you know, if they're not. I agree with Leslie, is we need to look back at that policy and to see if there's any additions that need to be added to it or any
I think
verbiage.
at that point, we furnish the
And-
copy, they all have to sign if they have it.
Exactly, you have to sign off that, hey, this is the policy and procedure. Therefore, we've got to go by this. You know, and then even list consequences on there, okay,
You don't.
a first offense is a warning.
Yeah.
The second offense is, hey. I mean, I'm not saying you can hold their paycheck or anything, but you've got to come up with some kind of guidelines.
Well, it's not
Yeah,
really.
you have to have proof that they were actually there.
Right.
It falls back.
Does?
It's gonna,
100%.
it's gonna have to be enforced. I do wanna go back to the insurance though, the personnel policy. Or the personnel committee sent the time worked, holiday pay, whatever thing forward. That has not come up on the agenda, and I don't necessarily need it to be on the agenda, because. I think it could be part of the discussion with the insurance package, we can clean up that policy to change
100%.
that policy. So that it is, and because it's not about taking that pay away from them, it's about making the policy. More cohesive and match what
Yeah.
most people have. So it could be part of the negotiation, okay, we're gonna change this policy, but we're gonna pay more for your insurance benefits, or something like that. Part of that.
It's not that you're trying to take anything away from
Absolutely not,
anybody,
we're just trying to make the policy make sense.
you're just really clarity.
So all that to say, you don't need to rush that chair to the commission, because it'll be back. We're gonna work on that. And personnel.
So along that line, we're going to be getting an increase on our benefit costs come January 1st.
Mhm.
That's already been told to, we don't know how much that's going to be. There has been a cushion budgeted to cover that cost. I don't know exactly how much, but it has been told to me that there's enough of a cushion there that we could possibly be looking at putting a little extra money with that and then offering to our employees, paying for the employee only top tier. And that would give them the flexibility of, they could actually take that amount of money, maybe drop to the second or third tier and have their whole family paid for by the benefit that they're receiving.
Absolutely, and I definitely want that to be discussed as changing the.
And I think something that we need to take up in personnel is just a sheet that has everyone's benefits listed. Because apparently some employees are not aware of the benefits that they're receiving and are going to Facebook raising Cain because the county doesn't say pay for their retirement, which we pay 6% towards their retirement.
Okay,
So it would be really, I mean, if everyone asking for more money, it'd be really good that they know what they're getting now.
Yeah.
County vehicles being able to,
well,
go
I
back and
wonder
forth
if the
for
benefits
work,
package is
and-
the same across the board for all employees, I'm sure it's not.
that needs to be, but for each group of,
Yeah.
EMS, Public Works, the police department.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might have different, but they need to know what their benefits are for
Absolutely.
their departments, so that they can look at the situation completely.
And in the time work, holiday pay,
Yeah.
that should be considered a benefit.
It should be.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Mhm.
Appreciate you holding on.
Mhm. Thanks. That's all I got. We're not probably gonna meet till October, maybe.
We still got the same broker we've had, and I had one when I was insurance committee,
Gallagher,
I tell him.
Will and Stephanie is who I talked to with Gallagher.
I believe it is the
And
one,
they were very helpful
I
and
think we
knowledgeable.
never tell you, I mean.
well, yeah, but they shop those different policies.
Okay, they,
Yeah.
yeah, and we were on the state insurance
Yeah.
plan, so.
And I've talked to Ms. Thomas trying to figure out, well, is there a better way? And every time we get around to, okay, maybe this might be, well, you do that and you're off the state policy and you can't go back on it.
Yes, when I was trying to.
They didn't say that to me, that we.
When I looked into that, that's what they said, and they, most of the employees will just, they didn't leave the state plan.
They did not say that to me, but they said they would shop options and come to the committee and have a conversation with all options. So I'm sure that, absolutely,
Ask them.
absolutely, yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
I know I personally got a letter, cause I am on the state plan with Andy through the schools. And my insurance in January is going up, 20%.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they can figure out how to get better insurance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, big, huge benefit.
The problem I keep being told that we have as a county is our size and our age, the demographic.
That's what we've been told.
it is, but see, it doesn't make sense to me if we're on the state plan, why does that matter?
Yeah, and that's because we're not on that state plan.
Right, well, because
We're not-
education is different, you
Exactly.
know, because Andy's at the school, so he's on the education state
School-
plan, and that's
School
totally
state plan
different
is totally
than.
different from the government state plan.
Absolutely, it's crazy.
And the
So-
plan that we're on is completely different than a state employee's plan that they would be on.
Yeah.
We're not part of that pool. We're on our own pool through the
Mhm.
state.
Right.
And that's always been the issue. And the conversation has been to pool us with other small communities and do.
Yeah.
But
Well, we
We
even
keep being
discussed
told-
at one point trying to
No, that's
even
good.
go with like. Core civics plans, if that was something that we could negotiate to make it a larger sum, because.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have a solution. I really hope that the committee comes, shows up and is willing to discuss and have ideas, because. I don't know, we'll just have to make percent. What else? Yes.
What did y'all meet on?
I don't know,
Okay.
because Blue Cross Blue Shield could take up to 30 days to release the claims information, and they won't release the claims information to anybody but other insurance companies.
Right.
If insurance drives me crazy.
it's kind of a monopoly that
Oh, it's
they can,
ridiculous.
it's on price control,
Yes.
nothing else.
Exactly. So anyway, that will be sometime in October. And that's all we got.
Anyway, any questions for? That's pretty clear. Public Works,
The only thing I got brewing with Public Works is this whole mattress thing. So Smith County raised the price, they started charging now. $20 a mattress for us to dump it. Now, that's not the cost of the fuel to get it there, the manpowers to stack the mattresses. You know, none of that.
And there's a larger fine too, if somebody dumps a mattress and it's not caught. And it's in with the other excess.
Yeah.
Trash, we're fined even more than the $20.
Yeah.
So I was taking it in like 50.
I've not heard that amount. I know the fine exists. I've not heard the amount of that fine from Cliff.
Don't quote me, but I'm wanting to say it's
So when this
more than double.
first went in, Cliff says, okay, well, we're gonna charge a $20 fee at the dump for dumping mattresses.
Mhm.
Well, people started getting all upset about it. He said, all right, fine then don't dump your mattress. Well, we're starting to find them out in the county. There's one on Starlight right now. David Nolan told me about, someone's just thrown it off down the hill there off the side of the road. That's my concern.
And he's only accepting them on,
Well, Smith County is only exceptional on certain days of the month also.
they're trying to stay incoherent with them, it's only certain days of the month, just kind of stay on the plan, and that way they can have one person that's solely focusing to make sure that somebody's not
Yeah.
slipping one
And at the same time,
in, because if we get caught, we're paying the fine and they're only paying $20.
so it's already a
I
discount.
really don't think it's 50.
It's already a discount to the individual because
Right.
they're only paying the 20, not the rest of the cost the county has to incur to get the mattress to Smith County.
Well, the county, we're going anyway.
No, you're taking a special load just for mattresses.
Right.
Apparently.
Yeah, they're going to
Once they
be,
started looking at how many people were dumping
mattresses
mattresses.
and tires were the
Yeah.
hardest thing to go.
yes.
on the plan.
So. Yeah. So my concern is if we don't, if we're not giving some way of disposing of mattresses, they're just gonna be thrown out through the canopy.
Yes, they will,
And if you do it at 3 p.m, the chances of you getting caught are slim to none.
unless somebody catches it on a hidden ring
Yeah,
camera or something that's really slim.
so
We want that.
we don't want that.
They're gonna be everywhere.
And we've
No.
gotta come up with a solution. Cause I mean, Cliff's talking as many as 100 or so mattresses a year. That's, I mean, you're talking, $2,000, maybe $3,000. Is that something the county, just to keep them from getting dumped out in the county, we just absorb?
Yes.
Do we absorb it or do we just pay the $20? Ask people for
I
$20 for it.
say we absorb it, it's $20, it's $3,000 a year on what's their budget? What's the solid waste budget?
Well, I don't know solid waste, so.
I don't know off the top of my head that that's.
I think $3,000 or $4,000 for right now, we absorb it. To keep it from being around in the county.
That's what we're waiting to get some more
I think-
information from Cliff to have a meeting and
I think we
discuss.
should be charging for all trash to be dumped at the county.
Yes,
I think that would then solve the problem,
well, at this,
but.
Even if it's $5 a call,
So,
time you come to the gate.
I'm,
It's like, even if it's just flat rate.
the issue I have with that is I already pay for my trash to be disposed of.
Okay, so do I.
Mhm.
I live out in the county and I
Yeah.
private pay for somebody to come pick up my trash. I
Yeah.
probably pay more than you do, living in the city.
I pay, what is it, yeah, it's 24,
$25.
but the,
I do.
but the urban tax rate is what, 0.8?
Yeah, the wife, I had told him that.
Yeah, so I pay extra property taxes to
Yeah.
have my trash disposed and pay for it on top of that.
But you knew that when you moved to the urban services.
I did,
I mean,
and because I'm already paying it. The rest of the county dumping onto my taxes. Yeah, there's something, because the county loves to take money out of urban services for county projects. But then why am I paying extra taxes when we're a metro?
I think you should have to pay a fee when you get to the gate at the convenience center. $10, $15, whatever.
Even if it's $5,
Exactly. even
that
if
was
it's
over a
$5.
period of year, that was raising a lot.
Come in here and dump whatever you wanna dump. It's $5.
And-
And maybe that would be an easy way. I don't know. I just,
Except for separated recyclables, I could get behind that. But cardboard that the county's making money off of,
okay, but if
'Cause we're
somebody
cur-
coming just and bringing recyclables, what if they,
Sometimes.
what if they have
sometimes
trash?
I.
We just bring all this up in public.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is.
Like, maybe that-
Yeah,
but that is a discussion.
I'm like, I need to take notes on there, like, this is too much,
Yeah,
like, we're
it's a
gonna like.
discussion, was
Yeah, that needs to go
trash.
at Public Works.
Yeah,
Kick.
Yes,
and
that's
Mm.
but yeah, that is a conversation that needs to be had of what we're gonna do with those mattresses, and so I will have to schedule a meeting. Probably in October. By then, we should have numbers and more data to act on.
Yeah, I'm just working, that's just we can do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay, well, that gets us to the updates, and then other discussion, we've already covered everything except the other. Do we have anything that covered everything?
We've kind of been all over the place.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch the video.
I know, it's nuts, in the commission this month, we're gonna have active business, which is the election of chairs. Has there been anybody that has presented themselves as wanting to be the chair? I have the same story that I've always had. I don't go out and try to campaign for things that if nominated and elected, I would be proud to serve, but only. If there's somebody that feels that they're. Need to come forward, that's on them. So,
As I'm sure you have found out, it's not as glorious a job as
No,
people think it
no,
is.
no, not even a little bit.
Nobody wants that job.
Well, first of all, it takes you a minute to where you can actually stand up there and try and have a cohesive meeting. And I mean, cause you guys are looking at me, I'm looking at everybody staring back at me and the public.
And we're looking at you like you're there.
I know, and I'm hearing voices from both sides of my head.
Yeah.
Telling me things as I'm trying to speak, and it's like, wait a minute, there's a wrench got thrown in. It's not easy.
I can't imagine. Hey, you're gonna call one through. Hey, did you miss this?
I feel the same way, so don't share if somebody said, I'm like.
Well, Mr. Pro Tem, I would imagine we'll be doing it again. Again, like I said, if nominated and elected, I don't know, so I'm sure he feels the same way. Other than that, I don't see anything else from the executive committee this evening unless you guys have anything else up. All right, all in favor, not debatable, there we go, I don't know.